All right. So professionals are there. You are listening, everybody since morning, and by the end of the day, you must take home something back. So, being in the end or being in the last session, probably everything what you had come together has been given to you. But I don't think whether anybody would have captured that. And maybe you are thinking that somebody will give you some notes and you will get a ready-made, or somebody will share the video recording and you will go back, listen, it's okay. That's the concept nowadays. But you should not keep things pending for tomorrow. That's what I believe. So I have not seen anybody making any notes here, and maybe they are thinking that they have come to, students at least come to collect the certificates, and then they will find the job which they are thinking. I rightly said the CSR is not a very important job profile, but then sir has very rightly pointed out there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This seminar's theme, Transformative CSR Leadership for Viksit Bharat 2047. A lot has been said. Are we already Viksit? Or we were Viksit and we lost that Viksitness, and now we need to revive that Viksitpan in ourselves. भारत एक सोने की चिड़िया थी, अब नहीं है. अब खाली गोल्ड प्लेटिंग भी में भी नहीं है. But we have the gold. Only thing we need to bring out that gold, that could be in the form of skilling or knowledge building. So we will see that. One thing we must do it, Gulani Sahib had mentioned in the morning, we must remember the Viksit Bharat, the man who brought this term to the earth. So, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues and fellow citizens, as we gathered today to discuss the vision of Viksit Bharat, I would like to formally take a moment of yours to place on record Prime Minister Modi's vision statement, who has given this Viksit Bharat to us. Yesterday marked a special day, his birthday, and I believe it's befitting that we can celebrate his leadership and by vision of today, maybe in the form of a belated birthday greetings to him by celebrating this event. So let's take a moment to wish him a belated happy birthday and acknowledge his tireless efforts in shaping the nation's future, and the credit goes to the organizers who have done it in spite of all odds. I know that doing events and in such a galaxy of environment, it is not easy. They have spent a lot of efforts and money in doing that. As we embark on this discussions, I personally feel a performance-oriented Viksit Bharat is needed, and this vision will come only through events like this, and I think the organizers deserve a big applaud for that. With this spirit only, I will open my talk. When you are speaking at the last portion of the seminar theme, you will have to cut many things because repetition is not the order of the day. But I mentioned performance-oriented vision for CSR is missing, and if we want to make the Viksit Bharat a performance-oriented Bharat, it should come through industrialization. It should come through manufacturing, and which we lack. We are talking of China, we are talking of Japan. What are they known for? They are not known for soft things. They are known for manufacturing. And what is we? We are static in manufacturing. Thank God we have not gone down, but we have not improved also. So we need to strengthen our manufacturing. We are steady, but for performance-oriented Viksit Bharat, We will have to enhance our manufacturing capability with a performance-oriented approach to achieve Viksit Bharat goals. Economic growth includes manufacturing share, which needs to be increased, which is declining day by day. And then that when we increase, it's not simply increasing, it has to be globally competitive. What is the difference between China and Japan? The quality. The moment we say with pride, ये जापानी है, and the moment we say what the attitude, ये Chinese है. कहने से ही पता लग जाता है कि हम क्या बात कर रहे हैं, without any giving any benchmark to that, right? So key point for our is that we should Viksit Bharat, we should have a performance-oriented Viksit Bharat. Now performance-oriented Viksit Bharat क्या है, right? We will come on that state. What is performance-oriented Viksit Bharat and how leadership impact that workplace which gives you that Viksit Bharat, and what is the right solution, and are we contributing ourselves in performance-oriented Viksit Bharat, right? Like today, everybody who has come to attend this seminar, he has sacrificed something. Everybody was having something important to do, but they have come either for the cause of CSR, either to help a friend, or even to collect a certificate, to do the rituals. But you have sacrificed something, so that sacrifice should not waste, and you should count that as your contribution to the development of Viksit Bharat, and that goes at your CSR, because we have heard since morning that even Shram भी एक विकसित भारत के अंदर एक दान ही है, right? So let us set the context of performance-oriented Viksit Bharat, and then we will dwell into the assessment of performance-oriented Viksit Bharat. As India strives towards becoming a developed nation, it is crucial to focus on performance-oriented strategies that drive sustainable development in today's interconnected world. Our workforce is dealing with global counterparts, and we must adopt and adapt to international best practices, standards, and benchmarks. Human performance and capital performance are intertwined, and their synergy is essential for building a prosperous India. Workforce and capital. Workforce is not cheap, it is very expensive, rather it is more expensive than the capital. Countries have started realizing that, and that is the reason the concept of CSR has been coined. You heard the madam when she was saying that government could have done it themselves, but no, they wanted you people to get involved into that. That's why the concept of CSR has come, so that people should get involved in performing that. The concept of performance-oriented Viksit Bharat, that is the performance-oriented Viksit Bharat, is about creating a culture of excellence. Whatever we do in excellence at our level. Where every individual's organization, institution strive to deliver tangible results. You see, by the end of the day, we must be able to calculate what I invested and what I have gained out of that. Otherwise, you are beating around the bush, you will not reach anywhere. It's about being progressive and not static, and continuously improving skills, knowledge, and attitude. You see, wherever you are working, whatever you are working for, if you are not progressing, it means you are not doing anything, right? Once I told my boss, it is 3 years, now I need a promotion. He said, it will come. I said, it may come or not, but I can't be static. If I am not getting it, it means that I am not performing. He said, नहीं ऐसा नहीं होता, नहीं होना नहीं होना है. But then if I am not getting it, it means that people will say that I am not performing. So immediately he wrote one note to the chairman for creating a post. You have to progress. If you are not progressing, what for you are working? So at every level when we are working, we have to progress. And when we progress, the nation progress, the organization progress. Wherever you are working, that institution progresses. So that is the key factor of performance. Key drivers of performance, first I have already mentioned. Then human capital, investing in education. Second is you must invest in education. We have already heard the examples of Indian states getting fully literate. And then healthcare. Health nahi hai to kuch bhi nahi hai. Skill development, the seminar, everything we are working on skilling. So these are the common factors which will lead us to a performance-oriented Viksit Bharat. Next, innovation and technology. Leveraging cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, IoT that drive the efficiency, productivity and innovation. We cannot shun away from that. We might say that India we used to have everything. But now if you have to compete with the world, you have to adopt and adapt all these technologies, right? And then there are institutions for that who are working. We should not say the government is not working. Institutional frameworks are already there. We need to strengthen those institutions like Niti Aayog. He has been recalled out of the Planning Commission to provide strategic direction, monitoring progress and facilitate collaboration. We have heard what all are there during the day. Global best practices, adopting and adapting international best practices, standards and benchmarks to ensure competitiveness and excellence. This is another milestone which we need to achieve. Then if we have to match this with SDGs, sustainable development focusing on sustainable development goals such as United Nations SDGs, we need to ensure that we match our spending with that. If I may quote, over 70% of CSR funds in India are now allocated to initiatives that directly support the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals SDG. That means still there is a scope to improve 30%. Even if we are doing best in CSR development, but we are only channelizing 70% of our spending towards SDGs, which is a common goal. So there is a scope of improvement and development in that. As I mentioned, we have got a good leader, we have got one better than another leaders. Leadership impact at the workforce is very important. Effective leadership plays a vital role in driving performance-oriented culture in the workplace. Leaders must inspire and motivate their teams to deliver exceptional results, foster a culture of continuous learning, adopting innovation and doing R&D, and they need to lead by example. If your boss has to boss you, he will have to live with an example, right? They must also prioritize employee development. Organization cannot develop without employee development, and the country cannot develop without organizational development. So we need to recognize, reward and outstanding performance and create a positive work environment. What is the right solution for this all? We are students of management sitting over here. We need to follow the approach of matrix solution. It is an era of computerization, and matrix calculation has become very easy. Gone are those days when I used to multiply matrix by hand, by calculator. It used to be very difficult. Econometrics was my subject, and everybody says, why you have taken econometrics? You cannot solve the formulas and cannot multiply the matrix. But nowadays matrix calculation is very easy. So we must evolve more and more matrix solutions in our approach so that we can give a calculated results. Matrix approach means what? That you should have your problems or issues on one side, your resources other side, and that will give you a picture Are we wasting our resources on a particular problem or not? Or many people are attacking on the same problem and in the process they are doing a repetition. That repetition is a wasteful expenditure. That you see, as I mentioned, 70% of our expenditure is as per SDG, but still you will not find the improvement in that. Maybe because we are in a wrong repetitive rut we are getting involved. So to come out of that, it is very important that we do a methodical approach in the metric formation. And then of course, innovation and technology must be adopted. We should not feel that it is anti-labor or something like that. We need to come out of those myths. There is some list of myths which CSR are having, and I think I will not go into that because everybody has covered those in their talks. But I must give you an example how this can be attained, because I am from the aviation. I worked in the aviation environment. There is one typical issue in aviation. We always say, you will also feel that in the aviation, airports are working, airlines are working, governments are working, and everybody is saying they are working for whom? For travelers, right? It is the passenger who pays the money, buys the ticket, airlines are working. It is the passenger who pays the tax, airports are working, passenger pays the money. And in the end, passenger is not happy. What is the fun of doing any activity if the ultimate purpose is not served? That's what I am saying. We are doing CSR, we are doing everything, but in the population, public is not happy, public is not appreciating. What is the fun? So I represented an organization called Air Travel Association, where I had mandated that it is the passenger who pays for everything. Why the passenger is not happy? So we started analyzing that. Airports are making money, airlines are making money, government is doing their best. Government said, okay, we will develop the airports. Airlines said, we will bring the better aircraft. But still, passenger is not happy because their intent is not to make them happy, but to earn profits only. So now they realize how this can be done. And then a point of deliberation and discussion came, and then realized, okay, we need to regulate. Then regulators started, okay, now latest few weeks back only, the regulator, Airport Economic Regulatory Authority, they said we are going to have a discussion, open house discussion, how to make the passengers happy. So that is the dent has been created. The same way we should be, whatever anybody is doing, you must see for whom we are doing, he should drive benefits out of that. So that is, you have to work and you have to bring the domain knowledge into that. You see, why we were able to attack? Because we are all from the same domain. And that's another point I bring. You must bring the, suppose you are handling the healthcare. Healthcare cannot be done without doctors' involvement. Suppose you want to do the schooling education, but you must involve the teachers over there. So domain knowledge is very important, and whatever CSR you are doing, you must involve the domain knowledge in that. Performance-oriented Viksit Bharat is a pathway to sustainable development, requiring a culture of excellence, effective leadership, and a holistic approach. By working together and focusing on delivering exceptional results, we can create a prosperous India, and that shall benefit all. It is not that we have not gained anything over a period of time. A lot has been gained, and if someone really want to know, because in aviation we always talk of the CO2 emission, CSR efforts have led to a reduction of 5 million tons of CO2 emissions through sustainable practices. So because you should not forget, coming time is more of environmental concern. So whatever CSR you are doing, CSR you should do for the environment, and rightly they pointed Himachal is an example of that. Why cloudbursts are happening there, we do not know. And then we have impacted over 10 million lives through healthcare and education programs in the last year alone. So we are doing a lot, but we should not feel that we are doing enough. That was the purpose. And if anything else, because there is a lot, in the end you will have to go by the process of elimination. Whatever has been said, I should not talk about that. Rest, I think everything is okay. A few myths I wanted to, maybe some have already been said, but I must read it. CSR is not just about donating money. Many people proudly say कि मैंने इतने crowd दे दिए. That doesn't mean anything. You need to do something, and rightly said, the involvement of people should be there. CSR is a compliance requirement. It is not by charity. CSR spending is drain of resources, do not benefit the company. This is also a myth. There are examples. Companies have started realizing that by doing CSR, they are able to improve the retention of employees, because Gen Z are liking to work for those companies who are doing good environmental concern, who are doing good employees benefit or taking care schemes. So CSR is paying in the form of employee retentions. CSR is a for large corporation. That also is a myth. It is for everybody. Now it is by law. CSR impact is hard to measure. It is not very difficult now with everything by law, and everything is measurable. And CSR is not one-time activity. You have to do it periodically over and again. And Madam rightly said, people have gone even beyond the mandated CSR. And rest I think is okay. Something I must mention, since the youth is sitting over here, and productivity is a concern for Gen Z. But then their productivity doesn't come during the day, right? They feel more productive when they're off the job. And that's why they are demanding flexi timings. So that change needs to be brought in, because employer wants something else and you want something else. So there is a fact that Gen Z productivity is higher at night. And they want middle level jobs. They do not want front jobs, stressful jobs. But then progress will not come through that. You need to take the responsibility. And changing jobs, right, is very common. We know that. We also used to do it. But nowadays the trend is changing careers. That is a new thing. From doctor to engineer, right? People are becoming. So that is the trend which needs to be. It's good, but one should do it with a conscious mind. And then companies do not want to hire. Why companies do not want to hire some category of people? One is poor communication skills, right? They do not want to communicate. They do not want to communicate with the management. So develop communication, improve your communication skills. And they get easily offended, all right? And that's why they do not communicate. They live their own environment. So don't get offended. Try to learn communication skills, right? And then they want to live quiet and easily quiet. They are being called lazy. They are not lazy, but then they are being termed as lazy, right? And feedback mechanism, they don't want to take anybody's feedback, and overall they lack motivation. This is what the industry survey says. I don't know how far is true or not true. That's okay. Whereas, as everybody said, If there's anything, we are ready to take your questions in the form of answers. But the rest, a lot has been said, and I am sure that session, our participation, we have learned a lot, because every time I say, when I meet, when I go for some seminars, maybe I speak 10, 15, 20 minutes, but I listen 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, I gain more than what I lose. But my mandate is that I should empty my cup so that I carry home an empty cup, which I can bring back full again next time. Right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Right.